Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Man United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please, people. Bruno Fernandes leaving Manchester United to join Al Nassr. That is the reports. That is the big rumor. Rumors, I should say, because not only has he been linked with a move to Al Nassr, there's other Saudi Arabian clubs. He's also been linked to Bayern Munich, also been linked to Barcelona as well. A few days ago, Fabrizio Romano did post out, he put it on his Instagram story that Bruno Fernandes' agent was talking to other top European clubs. Now, does Bruno Fernandes want to move away? Is this just a tactic to try and get a contract for Manchester United? Because I believe his contract runs out the year 2026. So it could be either one of those things, or it could be both. So we'll be discussing that. Of course, any questions you lot have, feel free to get in as well. I'm sure I'll be joined by some of the rest of the gang shortly. But before I continue, make sure you run up the likes on the video, people. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this across all the socials as well. It's so important you do that. Follow at Sarcasm City TV across all the socials. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV, as well. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, man. Make sure you hit the notification bell when you subscribe. Big up to Kind FC says, yes, people. Big up to Jordan S as well. Says, any money we get is just a bonus, in my opinion. We need to reset regardless. Yep. Juno Plays says 16 out of 10. Also, we've also been joined by Leon in the court. Yes, family, what are you saying?
Wagwan, I'm back. I'm here. We're active, man. People, make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, come back from Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? Real.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, it was good, man. Good family time and that, and a lot of United fans out there as well. So some good banter, good vibe. What I found with Jamaicans is they support Jamaican players, isn't it? So I'm like, who do you support? They're like Leon Bailey. I'm like, that's
yeah.
They're like, but they're back there. But yeah, how are you, fam?
I'm blessed, man. I'm all good. Glad you know what I'm saying, first and foremost, enjoyed the holiday too. Glad you got back safely and everything like that. Well deserved break. You be out here working hard for me, you know what I'm saying? I see you shining. I see you.
Yeah, man.
But
I don't miss the mosquitoes though. Over 50 bites. Jeez.
What is that, a lot of mosquito? What, you didn't have no insect repellent, the spray?
Bro, they don't care. They just yam. Do you know what I mean? They literally, do you know what I'm saying? They treat me like plantain, man. They was eating me. It's crazy.
That's
man.
they treat me like plantain.
That was a good post. Yeah,
treat me like plantain.
What was I going to say? Yeah. Trust me, bro.
Food.
What's the latest though? What's the topic today? What's going on?
So yeah, that's what I was saying at the start in regards to that. Bruno Fernandes being linked with a move away. Obviously, a few days ago, I just mentioned it. Fabrizio Romano stated his agent was talking to other clubs, and now they're saying it broke yesterday that Al Nassr may be putting in it's like 120 million pound bid. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. First and foremost, let's just clear that up. I'm all for it. There's none of these. There's very few. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's very few of these Manchester United players I am going to defend. And if we get, not only is that, do I want to get rid of Bruno Fernandes? That is a phenomenal price. Let's clarify there. To get 100 plus million for him is an exceptional deal. And Manchester United need to take that.
Get this money.
Yo, serious, talk about reinvesting in the squad, because you could easily go and get two players for that. Because we need midfielders anyway. So let's say hypothetically we do selling people and we get 120 million. Then you could easily split that and spend 60 million.
Pounds.
Yeah, they're saying 120 million. Was it pounds or euros? Let me double check. Let me know in the chat, please, people.
If that's euros, that's hella money.
Oh yeah, that's still even if it's euros, it's still 100 M's. It's still 100 M's. Let me double check.
Season, as we rebuild, we could take Ross Barkley on a free. We could buy one player.
Ross Barkley's gone. Hey, Ross Barkley's gone Villa from.
He's gone Villa. Oh, what?
Yeah. Ross Barkley's gone Villa.
Great signing for them.
He's gone to Villa because Douglas Luiz today has been linked to. He's going to Juventus apparently.
Oh, okay. He don't play in the 10 though. Are they just kind of doing midfielder for midfielder? So?
I think it's just midfielder for midfielder because they don't really play with the 10. It's 4-3-3.
Oh, okay.
It's 4-3-3 because they'll have Douglas Luiz will be in the midfield, McGinn will be in the midfield, I'm trying to think of other midfielders. There's a couple others. Kamara. There's a couple others as well.
DRB, is he a midfielder? Or is he
I'm just having a look here. 120 million. Let me see. 20 million euros in pounds. So that's what I'm saying. Even 100 and wait 1 second. 120 million. 120 million euros in pounds is still. Nah, it's all good. That's still over 100 M's. It's 102 million. So you can still reinvest that. Go on.
So why is he that marketable then? Is that the only reason why you pay that?
Yeah. You should. Hey, fam, you're a United fan. You know how it is. Look at the one thing he has is a cult-like following. He has a cult-like following. For someone who's won next to nothing, look at his following. Man is 30. How old is he? Let me double check this. Let's actually have the conversation. I think he's older than that, fam. I think he's 30. He's 20. He's 29. He's going to be 30 in September. And this man has 2 domestic cups to his name. Look at the way he is spoken about. Because he plays for Manchester United. That's where this cult like one thing about United, the United fan base, when the majority like you, they really like you. They love you. They really fucks with you. They will ride or die. Don't matter, no matter your skill, once they like you. And that's what it is with Bruno. Because he has done next to nothing in the game. Let you get GNA in particular in this era, and it's GNA even or that, to be honest, because we was looking at this yesterday and we was doing the player ratings part 2. And his goals and assists have dried up over the last 2 to 3 seasons.
Well, if you look at the amount of chances he has, then he definitely has the fan base on side because he messes up a lot of what he's given. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, it's crazy and to kind of see us kind of enjoy his goal with him. That's jokes. What I would say to that about kind of enjoy his goal with him, yeah, people will be watching him in. Actually, will they? No, because I thought people would be like on Ronaldo, so I don't really see that too often. You know, like Ronaldo has a good game over there. I don't really see, we should have kept him. Now, if he goes somewhere else in Europe, that will be the conversation. If he goes somewhere else in Europe and when he has a good game, you will see that on social media. People will be in this comment section, in the comment section of other platforms, talking on mainstream media about, this is why Manchester United should have kept him. But yeah, let's get the money. Big up to Warrior J. Because yeah, here it is. Al Nassr are considering trying their luck with it's 128 million. Yeah, that's what I got right. 128 million pound bid or euros bid for Bruno Fernandes. They want to build a squad that can compete with Al Hilal, and Fernandes is firmly on their radar. That's from at Caught Offside, and obviously Fabrizio Romano retweets Caught Offside on a regular basis. So I'm all for this. Like I said, it's unlikely that he'll leave. I still think it's unlikely that he'll leave. However, if Al Nassr offer this, I think Ineos take the money. I legit think Ineos take the money. You reckon he'll? Oh yeah, that's a valid point. So let's say a bid is tabled for him.
It's like,
go on, talk about it.
Well, it's like China, I think, where you can go there for a year or 2 and then still come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So you can go there a year or 2 and then you can go back to play for where did he come from? He come from Sporting, so you can go back to Sporting.
Yeah.
You can probably go to Germany. The game's slower out there. I don't think he'll play La Liga. I think he'll play like Germany, Italy, or Portugal if he came back. But he can do that at 32, just because of the profile. People, we can't underestimate how much, take away from the ability and what you think of the player, that the club actually grow your profile as a player, which is then marketable from the point you do. Because when you hit United, if you have a few good performances, you wake up like 1 million followers.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
The academy players who've done nothing have got like hundreds of thousands of followers. So, like, if you look at Brandon Williams, and not to single him out, do you know what I mean? But we'll single him out. But
not to single him out, but we're going to single him out. But you're right. Yeah. When a player signs, your following more than quadruples. Automatically, you are a known player.
Flawless. How many followers has Forsen got? I bet he's got like 500,000.
Yeah. That's,
see?
You know he's got. I don't know how many it is, but you know he's got followers. Simply is. Yeah, Showtime. Like when you look at like a Malacia, like when he signed, his following would have more than quadrupled. Let's say pick a player, any player. Like once you sign for him, I think people really underestimate how big of a brand Manchester United are. You mentioned in Jamaica, like being in Jamaica and being Manchester United fans out there. We are a worldwide juggernaut in terms of fan base. We're not the only one, but we're one of like a Real Madrid. I think I like that. A Barcelona, I like that. A Bayern Munich are like that. I think a Liverpool are like that. An Arsenal are like that. I throw a Chelsea in the mix as well. Like that's it. So that's what I would say. Hey, big up to Matthew in the court. Hey, big up to Sheik as well. Big up to Kind FC says some of the Glazers 2.0ers. Glazer 2.0ers say they will put United down and the back burner if Bruno and Ten Hag leave. But that tells you all you need to know. What I've said before about.
Say that again.
He's basically saying that some of the fan base will be unhappy if Ineos and will be against Ineos if they let Bruno go and they sack Ten Hag. Why are we against them wanting to do what's best footballing wise for the club? However, I am on the flip side of that, where if they, not so much Bruno, but if they keep Ten Hag, then I'll be Ineos out. But however, that is actually that's not tied in emotion. If you want to keep Bruno Fernandes and Ten Hag, that is tied in emotion, in particular Ten Hag. Because again, performance evaluation, this past season has been horrific. I look at it, I take all my emotions out of it. I look at, have you done a good job or not? Are you good for the club or not? Do you deserve to be here? And it's like, even though I don't, if they were to keep Bruno, as much as I want him gone, I wouldn't be Ineos out because of that. But Ten Hag, definitely.
It's like
no way they should be keeping Ten Hag.
People just go, we don't want to change because we don't like change. Brother, get him out. Do you know what I mean? Like all these are stupid things, but at the same time, it's like how we have these talks all the time, yeah. How deep do these fans break down the club, or is it just raw emotion of like that narrative? What's the other thing that people say as well? We're not a sacking club. Who the hell made that shit up? Who sat in the stands one day and just said, "Yeah, we don't sack"? Why? Every other business in the world sacks underperformers. Like what? But is this?
But the thing is, Leon, I don't know why people bring it up. Like we are a sacking club because we've sacked a lot of managers.
No, we can't do it because it's not going to work. How do you know unless? Do you know what I mean? So idiot.
But it's worked in the past though. All our successful managers have worked because we sacked managers previously. How do you think we got to Fergie? How did Manchester United? Fergie was not the first manager ever of Manchester United Football Club. So how did we get there? And Matt Busby was not the first manager of Manchester United Football Club. How did we get there? Our two most successful managers. There was managers before. They weren't 1 and 2. There was managers before these, man. I think from Matt Busby to Fergie, there was like 5 or 6 managers.
Yeah.
Before Matt Busby got the job, I think there was 5 or 6 managers, maybe more.
You said it before. If Fergie didn't work, he would have got sacked. We would have moved on.
Because he was under scrutiny, and people try and use that. It's like, 1, it was the 80s. Let's just clarify that. It was the 80s, and 2, he had a resume. His resume, that's why he got the job. He had a better resume than anyone else.
Of why they kept him. There was obviously murmurs like, nah. Honestly, like the players must have been saying, or the people who are involved with United, staff, maybe training ground people, whoever, people just must have felt this guy's going to do something. Do you know what I'm saying? You feel the momentum before it comes. Like, if I had to see, like, Ange Postecoglou at Tottenham, is he a Fergie? No, I'm not comparing him, but there's something about him where you'd go, you could look at the season and be like, he had a bad run, didn't he, after they started off well? But there's something about him that you go, okay, let me give him some more time, because you can feel it. Do you really feel it through somebody? Like, he's got the balls to go for it. I know that if you give him better players, then I'm confident he'll do better. So it's a similar thing. With the Bruno thing, going back to that, you just have to understand that there's smart business in football. Like, it doesn't matter what you think about the player, whether you think he should be in the rebuild. I think even the player, his agent, everybody involved in the club, even if Bruno was like the best 10 in the world and he didn't play the way that he plays, that would still be a smart move to take that money then, because you don't get offered that kind of money. And
facts.
If you look at where the squad is right now, what benefits us more as a team is reinvesting into 2 or 3 players. That's a lot of money you can reinvest, you know. Like, who comes on and talks about it? What's my man who goes on Said's thing? The American guy that knows all the players. I call him the scout. Griggs. Okay. So Griggs will tell you right now, give Griggs the 120 million, he'll tell you right now, like 4 midfielders. He'll be like,
broke up, Leon. So, did he break up on your end, people, or mine? Say that again. I think you broke up. I don't know if it was my end or your end. I think you're breaking up. I think you're back now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
the chat, it's all good. The chat, let you know. Yeah. It's calm.
No, I was just saying that we have to rebuild now. We can't have attachments to players. Like, if we get offered good money for players, like if we get offered 40-50 million for Højlund, We got to take it. If we get offered 50 million for Greenwood,
Agreed.
we've got to take it. If we get offered the 120 for Bruno, we've got to start rebuilding. And one of the things the fans are not going to get used to, which I think is what we need. Will Ineos do it? They're on the clock. Time will tell. Me and you are on the same wavelength with that. We're going to have to get used to them lower price players that maybe not the shiny toys that we're used to. We're going to have to get used to the stickers that are not shiny people. Not every Pokemon.
And that's cool. Yeah, exactly. And do they do the job?
Flawless.
Pokemon.
Remember when you got the football pack and then you got all the shinies, and then you had like a few missing from the book, and you were like, "Oh, it's a Southampton play. What's my man's name? It's a Catamol, but we got to get it for the book in it." You know what I mean?
You mentioned that Pokemon. Like sometimes you didn't always get the shiny Pokemon cards. I guess what some of them Pokemon cards was fire. You know what I'm saying? None of them non-shiny ones. Like what are we talking about here? What are you talking about? Big up to Monty as well. Surafel, I see you in the chat. Also, Taz, big up to my guy Taz, man. He says Ineos might get rid of Bruno and Ten Hag. Flawless, you're gonna be Ineos in. That made me go like, whoa. Like I would be super impressed. Like you really joined the club or took over or partly took over and have moved ruthless from a footballing perspective. You put everyone on. I keep mentioning this. It's about putting people on notice, and that's everybody. That's everybody at the club. That's all the players. That's all the staff. That's all the fans. That's even the opposition as well. Like on Manchester United mean business. Like there's a serious. It's all about intent. There's a serious intent to get better. There's a serious intent to be the best, and I really like that. And they're not clouded in emotion, which they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be a fan. They shouldn't be a supporter. They shouldn't be like me. They shouldn't be like Leon. They shouldn't be like other Manchester United fans in the chat. It should be, all right, what's the best decision? They need to take emotions out of it. Yes, we are emotional towards our football club because we are supporters. That's what I say all the time. Keep supporters as far away from decision making as possible.
Oh, like even ex-players, all that shit. Take them all out.
Ex-players and also supporters. Like even that letter that they
I
wrote
want to
from
hear Darren Fletcher thinks Bruno's a good lad, so he should stay. How about you fuck off? Do you know what I mean? Like, none of that bullshit. Don't want to hear that crap. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the numbers on the spreadsheets have gone down in the business, but he's a good lad. Brother, we're losing money. You're gone. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like,
it's cool, fam. Go on.
I feel like people are underestimating what you're saying there, and I want to break down what you're saying a little bit deeper. Yeah? When you make those ruthless decisions, you reset the mindset of the players that are already at the club, because a section of players have to stay. People like maybe a Lindelof if he doesn't get sold.
Yeah, you're not selling everyone, basically.
You're not going to sell everyone. So 2 or 3 of those players will step up and will become squad players. Maybe for the first 2 or 3 years, then phase themselves out, because our theory and the way we want to do it, Flawless, is very much aligned. We know that certain players right now will become squad on the bench, and then the bench will kind of like, in FIFA where you filter the squad out. It's like, sell one of them bench players, replace for better, more competition for the starting lineup, whoever performs plays. Like, when you make a statement, you sell your captain for 120 million, it literally puts a rocket up everyone's arse where you're like, I need to perform, otherwise I am going to be sold. It can't be complacency like, if I perform or not, I'm getting my 100 grand a week, I'm getting my 150, 200 grand a week, so I'm just going to chill. Like, that's the wrong mindset to have. There's got to be that healthy feel. Do you know what I mean? When you were younger, I don't know if your parents probably the same as me, for you know what I mean? You had that healthy feel where you had
of course.
You do,
yeah, of course.
I didn't want to come home and the teacher's like, yeah, he's been talking. He goes, no.
I've been there. Yeah.
Oh, hell. Do you know what I mean? So,
been there. Big up Sheik in the cut as well. Yeah, Sheik, what are you saying, fam? You good?
Yeah, man, good. Apologies for my lateness. I actually literally just woke up.
It's early out there, fam. Don't worry about it.
It's not funny how you said apologize for your dates. We're talking about parents then.
It's early out. It's early out there, man. What time is it?
Yeah, it's like 9 a.m. But I woke up and like I was going through my phone and I see that Flawless is he scheduled a stream to talk about Bruno Fernandes. I was like, yeah, it's time to get up. It's time to get up. It's time to grab the mic.
Wake up in the morning.
Yeah, it's time to get up. It's time to grab the mic. It's time to drink the coffee. It's time to start talking. Really.
I'll get to that. We will. Big up before we carry on. Big up. Make sure you lot subscribe to Sheik TV as well. Hit the subscribe button here. There's over 40 people locked in. I'm only at 21 likes, man. So let's get up to 40 likes. Like check 1 2 1 2. Continue to get your questions in. I will start the best questions, of course. If you want to make sure we get to your question, super chat people as well. And yeah, Taz, like Leon was mentioning it there. I mentioned it. And yeah, if they do that, it puts everybody on notice, which I want. And there needs to be a shakeup. And if you go get rid of the manager and the captain, who not only the captain but also who's a fan favorite, that puts everyone on notice. I want nobody to be safe. Back to Leon's point about the parents and the analogy, and I'm sure most of us had that growing up. That's what it needs to be. No, I want that nobody say, hey, ACGI word to Eddie. Anybody can get it. Anybody can be removed from here. No matter what position you're in at the club, whether that's manager,
and
whether
flawless,
that's fan favorite, or whether that's captain.
Lie to your parents when the report comes because it's from the teacher.
Yeah, facts. It's from the teacher.
I tried to rewrite one of my reports. You know when you get the letter.
Yeah, been there, man. 100%.
Snuck the letter open. Yeah, like you can reseal the brown envelope and that. Yeah. And I like copied the report, put it back in. Yeah. My mum was like,
tried that.
She's like, what's this? She's like, do you want to pull out the real report? Do you know what I'm saying? And then I said, oh, no, that's the actual report, Rose. She goes, that's interesting because I contacted the teacher earlier today and they've sent me the real report.
Breaking up, right? Breaking up.
Yeah, that's how that's how the
school.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You're back. Yeah. You're back.
Sorry, I'm just saying that's how before she comes in, that's how it needs to be. You can't lie to performance report. No emotion, you didn't perform.
Facts. And that's it. And to X who says let them be happy, unhappy, we move. Yeah, facts. And to Ryan who makes a great point, and I said this earlier, Ryan, before you got here, vast majority of United match going fans love Bruno, and that's the point I made before you joined. And I said the vast majority of the fans, I was talking about the very much cult-like following he has. And once Manchester United fans, a section of the fan base love you, they will love you, and they are ride or die for someone who's had pretty much a mediocre career in terms of achievements. Not achieved nothing in the game, but yeah, look at the way they back him and look at the way they defend him. Big up to Monty as well in the chat. Like I said, shout out to Shurafel again. Big up to Mr. Battered Red who says 16 out of 10 day, my brother. Big up to you. And yes, Jordan S, this is it. This is what we've been asking for. Stop being sentimental and just move like a big club. Yeah, I want no sentiment. I don't want no sentiment. It's emotions. Please make the best job for the club as well. And yeah, Ineos, I'll move with Madslow with Ten Hag in that situation, which we'll get to. But we'll go to you, Sheik. You mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? Waking up. Bruno Fernandes reports they're saying 120 million. I'm not sure if it's pounds or euros, but we'll just say for clarity, it's 100 mil plus. We know that much. That's the links. Thoughts on it? I'm not going to ask you if you would tell him, but just thoughts on the situation.
Yeah, 120 million is I would take 60, 70, 80 to sell Bruno Fernandes, to be honest. 120 million, you're being very, very generous. 30, yeah, no, to be fair. But yeah, regarding this whole thing, I've said this before too. I think if there has been any time for Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United, if there's been a possibility for him to leave, I think the reports are the heaviest right now for that. I don't think I've really heard of like reports of Bruno Fernandes trying to leave in the past, like how I've heard right now. I've seen him get linked to other clubs like Al Nassr, Bayern Munich. There's a bunch of different clubs that he's getting linked to. But I'm all for it. Like we've been talking about this all season, not even just this season, the season before that too. The guy just should not be here. He's not good enough to play for Manchester United Football Club. He's not elite as everyone says he is. Yesterday I was on Hassam's channel. Shout out to Hassam.
Love that.
Same opinion, and I got absolutely cooked in the chat for it apparently because I didn't think Bruno Fernandes is a good player. So to those same people who are Bruno Fernandes like fans, right? Pick a side because either Højlund doesn't get service and our players don't get service, or Bruno Fernandes is an elite chance creator. It's like pick a side. Seriously, it's one of them. But yeah, when it comes to Bruno, elite chance creator, this and that. Let's also just kill that myth. If I pass the ball to Flawless and Flawless is at the halfway line and he decides to take a shot, technically that's a chance creator. Technically, so let's just be honest. Let's keep it a buck. It's not good enough. We compare him to players like Kevin De Bruyne. He doesn't have anywhere near the CV of Kevin De Bruyne. Even the quality too and the technical aspect of the game. Like he's not. I wouldn't say he's like far away from De Bruyne, but he's also not really near, if that makes sense. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes, his career at United's been a joke. He's only had one Champions League knockout game. He's only won domestic trophies. He's reached top 4 in Champions League like probably a handful of times, maybe 2 or 3 that I could probably think of. As a captain, when he made that step to be the captain of Manchester United, United had their the worst season ever in the Premier League when he decided to be captain. Also, the worst ever season in the Champions League too, when the guy decided to be captain. So, yeah, I mean, we need to get over this thing of this whole thing that you guys are talking about too. This cult, this culture, this vibe, all this shit that some certain players can't be dropped and can't be moved on. No, this is a football club. Technically, everyone is an employee. Everyone basically could leave. No one's like perfect. No one's untouchable on the team. Everyone should be treated the same. And Bruno Fernandes, out of all players, has had terrible performances in games, but people don't want to talk about it because it's Bruno Fernandes and he can't get dropped and this and that. So yeah, Bruno Fernandes, 120 million. I will like bite their hand off, bro. Give me that money like right away. We could technically invest in two players who could amount up to Bruno Fernandes or be better than him. So in our team, I would say. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes needs to go. I make this happen, yo. Ronaldo. I know you love the club. I hope so, but Ronaldo, just make it happen, man. Bruno Fernandes, Portugal link up at Al Nassr, fire. That's all I'll say. Fire.
I was going to ask that. It's the same team, innit? I was going to say that's the same team.
Yeah, same team. Yeah.
I got a question
crazy.
for you guys. Yeah.
Go on.
Do you think that the fans are reluctant to let Bruno go? The Bruno cult.
Yes.
Bruno cult.
Yes.
Do you think that they are because they came up with that? Because they came up with that Magnifico, whatever. Bruno.
No, it's because because a portion of our fan base.
And they've got to see it out.
No, it's not even that. It's just that a portion of our fan base will put their love of a player or their love of a manager over actually are they good for the football club. Because there's people who still backed Ollie. There's fans now, there's supporters now who still believe we did Ollie Day. Still to this day, there's people that believe that we should not have sacked Ollie. To this day. My mom still thinks we should not have sacked Ollie. She was Ollie into the end. Legit. I mean, deadly serious. Well, Ollie offended him still now, or leave him alone. Why are you being so harsh with him? Look at it, and the fans did. Bear in mind, we got packed 5-0 at home to Liverpool, and the next game, the next away game and the next home game, there was no Ollie out banner. That don't happen anywhere else.
Yeah.
That does not. There's no way you could get packed on your home patch 5-0 and the fans are not singing like you're getting sacked in the morning.
Yeah, that's mad.
Or you don't know what you're doing. Or we're fucking shit. Or that don't happen. Imagine Barcelona got packed 5-0 by Real. Imagine Barcelona got packed 5-0 by Real Madrid at the Nou Camp. Don't you think there would be some pushback from the Barcelona fans that game? Also, the game after that, the home game after and the away game after. There's some, whether it's a banner, whether there's chants, whether there's something. What are we saying? Like, what are we doing here? Like, you just mentioned, like, we'll go to Italy. If that's big up, Eddie, every single time.
Big up, Eddie.
If Lazio are playing Roma and Roma pack Lazio on their home patch 5-0, don't you think there'll be some conversation, there'll be some form of pushback from the crowd? We are a very forgiving fan base over here. Extremely forgiving. Once we like somebody, forget their skill set, because it's not a skill thing. Once we are attached to somebody, in particular, someone like Ollie, who was a player at the club and a great player at the club,
it's the PR,
and extremely successful.
PR.
But hey, we move.
Another thing, Leon, is like psychologically too. Technically, us United fans are not like me and you and Flawless and them, but the ones who are Bruno Fernandes fans are not used to seeing Bruno Fernandes out of the team because this guy's injured only twice. So it's like they're so used to seeing Bruno Fernandes' team where now all of a sudden they feel like he's so important to this team, where I feel like they don't really notice the way that he actually plays. And they look at games of like when he's not there and we lose a certain score. And then you got to also look at games that he's been here, seasons that he's been here. He's been part of the team, obviously more than he's not. So it's like you have to look at how everything has been up until this day with Bruno Fernandes and then be like, yo, this guy's just not good enough. Yeah, exactly. Like it makes no sense that they want to talk about
try hard over actual quality.
Try hard. Oh, well, he runs laps and he wins the ball so much. Like, bro, stop this. Like,
just think about that concept man. Yeah. It's like Eddie, like let's combine what you said with try hard with Eddie's theory of marathon runners, yeah. if you run the marathon, yeah, or you run the 5,000 meters, yeah, and you come 20th or something, yeah, they don't go like, oh, you're amazing, man. Like you literally you finished the race. You ain't remembered at 20th. Do you know what I mean? They remember 1, 2, and 3. That's hitting the podium, nothing else. So madness.
So mad. Big up Eddie in the cut as well.
Hey,
You see him
man.
smiling. Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Thoughts.
Look how
I can
happy
tell
he
the
is.
smile on your
Hey,
the smile on your
for the
face.
lateness. Sorry
It's all
for the
good.
lateness. Don't blame me. Blame the bartender. Bartender had me feeling like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said, I'm eating this coconut. I said, what? He said, I'm going to put rum in that bitch. I said, what? He said, I'm going to put gin in that bitch. I said, what? He said, I'll put coconut water in that joint. I said, what? Hey, bro, it hit. It hit. So
don't blame
the
player.
bartender people for the
Where
lateness.
is he? Where are you?
I'm off the coast of Kenya.
He's in Kenya.
So
You're in the motherland.
yeah, I'm in the motherland.
Don't blame the player. Blame the game, man.
When I was
Jamaica, I seen you in Jamaica. Me and my little brother finna be there soon, bro. I was taking the Ryu is a nice little fun. I see
bro.
dog.
Listen,
I see.
I was trying to leave yesterday, yeah. It was raining. I was literally, you know, like my transfer was about 1 o'clock. Yeah, I'm in the pool at 12 o'clock. I'm thinking I still got to get ready. Yeah, bro. The Americans had it lit, man. It started raining. Everyone was just literally in the pool in the rain. Literally, these are like shotting Don Julio. They're literally going crazy. They bought their own speaker out. They took over. Like the Americans are crazy. Man.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what's crazy about you lot? Yeah. You know what's crazy about you lot? You love pancakes.
Let me tell you something.
You love pancakes.
We can fuck up your country real quick. We can fuck up a bar even quicker. So you know that's how Americans do. You feel me? That's how we get down.
That's true.
That's how we get down. But hey, man, I've been in heaven, dog. I've been in heaven for the past like 3 days. I saw that Bruno Fernandes link. Only thing that got me looking sideways is they trying to throw smut on Casemiro's name, like he did something wrong, and I want to play with this bullshit ass manager. But we'll leave that alone. You feel me? So, hey, I'm just saying, Casemiro, I get your vibe, homie. I get your vibe. Because you thought he was going to lose. I thought he was going to lose too. He pulled a fucking rabbit out the hat. Shit happens every once in a blue moon, so you got to give him some credit. Fucking 10 bum. But it is what it is, man. We was wrong this time. But, hey, Casemiro, look. Like, this is what I say about Casemiro. I don't know if y'all spoke on it or not.
No, we haven't, but go on. Talk about it, fam.
Like, Casemiro is doing what every real one would do. Fuck helping my op swim. I'm gonna let that motherfucker drown. And then you say I'm not starting?
Yeah.
Fuck that. And the thing is, people cannot question Casemiro's work ethic because 5 Champions Leagues requires a work ethic that Manchester United players currently couldn't even fathom of.
That's true.
Couldn't even fathom of.
Yeah.
He's a don. He's a made man in this footballing space. He came to United to get the check. I understand that and I respect it. It didn't work out. That's just what happens. But, you know, on the other hand, you got a motherfucker like Bruno Fernandes out here pimping himself out harsher than hoes on Figueroa. If you know LA, you know Figueroa. Pimping himself out for Bayern Munich to come through and save him. brother, I hope they do.
Yeah.
I hope they do. Then the blame will go from Kane to you, big man, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the entire footballing world seeing the fraud that you are. The fraud that you are. It's listen, man. I just pray. Like, people got Ineos. They say, you know what, fuck Ineos already. I understand that because they haven't fired Ten Hag or they haven't said he's, you know, in, you're out yet. I understand that. That's your perspective. I'm not one to discount certain people's perspective. Only when they bring a bullshit argument to the table. If your argument is Ineos, the decision is fucking easy to fire Ten Hag, I can't push back against that because I've been calling for that since fucking baby day 10. You feel me? Like, I can't be mad at y'all for saying that. So, but it's only the ones that are like, yeah, they haven't made a decision yet because they don't know what type of manager he is. I honestly believe they do know what type of manager he is. It's just a bunch of logistical situations that's withholding them from making the accurate decision that they want to make. And I think, again, they've been talking to managers. I think they're going to fire him. I don't think it's just a matter of when, not if. But, brother, we are in a good, in my opinion, hearing Bruno links, hearing Ten Hag. Yeah, I'm smiling.
I've never seen Eddie. I've never seen Eddie this happy on the Man of United.
I brush 3 times a day so y'all can see the smile on this way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm in heaven, dog. Both of my ops.
I've never heard someone come on the street about. I never heard someone come on the stream about a transfer of a player maybe going, he's lit. Man just got lit at the bar, like, yeah, Bruno's great. Yeah, pour another one, bartender.
Yeah,
damn.
for real. Bartender comes by Eddie. Bartender comes by Eddie. He's like, "Do you want another shot?" And he's like,
"He put it in a coconut. He put it in a coconut because I'm in a I'm in a predominantly Muslim like area, so I can't be out here with the beer bottles and the gin bottles out there taking it to the face. I put that bitch in a coconut. Niggas don't know what I'm drinking.
Yeah,
they don't know what I'm drinking.
No wonder you lit, man. Coconut's massive. And you got a fish bowl out here. Crazy."
Yeah, he loves it. And as you can see, if you're unaware, people, yeah, Eddie is over the moon about the links away and clearly would sell him. I mentioned at the start, Eddie, the price they're talking, because they're saying 120 M's. I'm saying I'm not sure if it's euros or it's pounds, but yeah, they're saying 100+ million. Obviously, if it's euros, it's like 100 million.
It could be Kenyan shillings. Take it. It don't matter to me. It could be Kenyan. And that's about $500. Take it. Take it, bro.
No, for real though.
That's besides me, bro. I don't care. Yeah. And you know, Cobra, I think about 50,000. So yeah, go ahead. Take it.
It's crazy. And yeah, Matthew,
man said it could be coconuts. I'm taking.
Yeah, man. 100 coconuts.
Coconut with some rum and gin.
Yeah. Throw some coconut with some rum. We can't replace. Yeah, Matthew. I don't get that. That's the craziest part. Yeah, go on, Sheik. Go on.
Al Nassr probably don't have financial problems, I'm sure, right? But listen, if I need to help out in some way, I can help out. Like I'll put installments or something like that.
You are a Sheik after all.
Exactly. I am a Sheik after. Yeah. I am after all. So hey, if you need, couple grand here and there, I could make it happen. I could help you out. I know it's not really anything compared to the transfer, but I can make it happen. Like we all, I think, on the panel would try. I don't know. Actually, I take that back. I don't want to put money on Bruno to leave. I want to put money on Bruno.
I put money the travels, right? Like I put towards the
travel.
To the
airport. The travel will say.
If you need some suitcases, if you need some cardboard boxes, if you need, I put towards the flight fee.
Bro, I'm thinking of that too. Fuck that. I don't even want to help him, bro. Fuck that. I don't even want to help him.
We want him.
Hey, I'm sure Flawless got a baddie working the conveyor belt. They can get their luggage off real quick. You feel me?
That's crazy. You said I'm sure Flawless.
This guy.
Like I said, blame the bartender, homie. Blame the bartender.
Yeah, blame the bartender.
What I want to know is, if Ten Hag gets sacked, what's Eddie going to drink? This guy's going to be popping bottles of Cristal or something. I don't know what.
I think I might drink on that.
That's a bit outside. They pay grade out here. Maybe some, little Bombay. Something like that. A little something. Yeah. I'm a classic man. I don't go too crazy. You feel me?
Whether Flawless does it or not, I will. There'll be a celebration party on my stream, like emergency stream. The moment he gets sacked, if I'm at work, I'm going back home to stream the celebration party.
I'll be there for that. Because the night of or the day after. But definitely with Ten Hag leave celebration stream.
Man said he's going to leave work.
Yeah,
100%. What are you going to say to her?
Say, hey, Bruno, leaving. I got to leave too.
Yeah, I got to leave too.
You got an emergency,
emergency,
man.
Yeah. Emergency, yeah. The guy I hated the most is finally leaving my club. Like, I need to go celebrate.
She's going to be like, my neighbor having a baby. I got to be there. You know me? It's like,
yeah, no, for real. And then I'm going to come back with beer bottles and shit all, like, wasted. And they're like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, the player I hated, the op left. He's finally leaving.
Left, man.
The op left, man. So we had to throw a party real quick. So hey, here's one for you as well. So yeah.
Big up to my guy Kurt Chaos, man. Big up to Kurt Chaos over there in Australia. I'm not even sure what time it is, but big up, man, for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. He says, stomping a mud hole and walking him dry. Give me a hell yeah. I want Eddie and Ziddy gun. So you're talking about Nketiah. I want Nketiah and Ziddy gun just as bad as you want Bruno gun. I'm tempted to make a GoFundMe for their bus tickets. Hey, hopefully you get your wish for your case, Kurt. There's nothing better than seeing players leave like that. But
let's call it a stack, right? They really thought they was cooking when they fucking signed Zinchenko. That's the funniest shit. That's the funniest.
Some fans thought, we getting him because his experience and rare to turn. It's like, all right, sure.
Pray for Ukraine. Then it turned into pray for Arsenal.
Yeah, the same way. It's like, he wasn't a main player at them. He was a squad player at City.
They thought players that Pep didn't rate at City and they've won league and shit at City could win them the league. But there's a reason Pep didn't rate these players.
Zinchenko and Jesus were the first ones to pick up the cones for Arteta when he asked. So he's like, fuck it. Let me get them ones. Let me get them brothers to pull up and help me out real quick.
No, if there's like a group chat, if there's like a group chat with Arteta and the City boys, still Zinchenko and Jesus are wishing him happy birthday first, like 12 a.m. type shit.
Think about how
like 12 a.m. type shit. They're saying happy birthday. Think
about how cheeky Chelsea are. Yeah, they've gone take Havertz for that much, and they've gone and got Cole Palmer. Even Chelsea's taking a piss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. It is. And big up to Kurt. He says, I wasn't cool with Zinni coming. That's not a surprise because you're a smart individual. He says, LOL, never wanted him. And it's 12:30 a.m. at the moment. But we hear, hey, big up to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was like the time difference is crazy, so I was unsure what time. But big up to you for being in the building, Kurt. Much appreciated as well. And yeah, kind of see, it says his fans are already blaming Ineos and not Bruno for offering himself to other teams. Like you said, Flawless, let that be Jadon. Let that had been Sancho. Let that had been a Pogba when he was here. Let that had been a Martial. Let that had been a player that the fans do not like the whole comment. What happened to being committed to the team? What happened to knowing what it means to play for Manchester United? What happens to be dying for the badge? What happens he wants to be here? Clearly not. Whether it's, like I said at the start of the show, whether it's a tactic or not in regards to whether he wants to move or whether he wants a new deal or whether it's a mixture of the both. This is not the way to go about it. But guess what? It shows people that he sees this just as a football club and as a job like most players do. And I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is people acting like it means more to the players. Like, is there the odd player who it means more to? Absolutely. There's the odd player genuinely who is Manchester United through and through, or is their football club through and through. But us four on here care more for Manchester United than the vast majority of the players do. Yeah, and when I say that, I'm talking about just from if Manchester United were to get relegated, say we got Chargers and got relegated to League Two, us four would still be here. How many of the players would be here? How many of the players would ask for a move? And they'd be right to. That's not even a shot at them. But go on. Go on.
I'm just saying there's a hoeing epidemic worldwide, and Bruno wanted to put himself in the entire situation. Like if I go back to California right now, I know where to go to see women walking in string bikinis at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Right? That's crazy. Bruno doing the same shit. His agent doing the same shit. And now, let me be fair, because again, we try to be reasonable here on Mandem United. His agent is supposed to do that because he understands United is probably not going to give him the money that he's looking for. He saw Rashford get that whatever it was, and again, like I said, Rashford too busy being Lil Baby's backup dancer more than he is being a football player. And at least Bruno, fuck him first and foremost, but he shows up and he actually plays to his capabilities every time. That was the biggest
backhanded compliment ever. Fuck him, but yeah, at least he shows up.
Yeah, I'm balanced, Leon. I try to be balanced every time. I try to be the more balanced at the equation, So I give him some credit.
But that is a very valid point, Eddie, in regards to the deal. Because I believe his contract runs out 2026. Let me know 26. In the chat if that is wrong.
26, and he has an option to extend as well for
so it is 2026, and that goes to show that Ineos are moving in some form of right direction. Yes, the manager needs to be gone. However, as much as I have doubts about Ineos, everything they've done so far, I have no issue with.
Yeah,
they've actually moved properly with all the hirings and the firings.
If Murtaugh was making the decisions, he'd have that money by now. Yes. If Ten Hag was making the decisions, he'd have that money by now. Ten Hag made, again, this was the biggest red flag for me more than the Mount thing, was Ten Hag making Bruno his captain, and you brought Lissandro, who we know is a better player. Let's call a spade a spade. Lissandro is factually a better player for Manchester United than Bruno Fernandes. Because when he plays, you see his impact. When Bruno Fernandes plays, we see 6th place finishes and 8th place finishes. So, again, people got to be real with themselves.
Yeah, he's been a part of 2 worst ever finishes. The last 3 years, we've had 2 ever worst finishes in the Premier League, and he's been a mainstay in that. So therefore, you need to hold criticism, maybe critique for that. Because in those 2 seasons, if we had won 2 Premier Leagues and he was a mainstay, he'd be getting praised, and rightfully so. By the way, that's what I don't like. I don't like the whole when we play well. Oh, Manchester United have success, praise him. But then when it goes wrong and we get bad results, or it's a poor league finish, or we go out of a cup competition in poor fashion, it's everybody else's fault. No. It's one or the other. You can't have it both ways.
You can't crash the ship, and you can't go to a beautiful sunset, but then also crash the ship. And you're the captain. You take responsibility. For me, let's take it up. Let's take it. This 100% right what you're saying about the finishes and stuff. Let's make it game by game. When you're under pressure, you want your captain to lead, to stand up, and to set the right example, not to hoof the ball when you're under pressure, not to do selfish things like we're winning a game 2-1 and you want to shoot in the 90th minute, not to have players run in the right position and you don't even try and make the pass. If you try to make it, but you haven't got the ability, I would say, oh, you know what? Boom. But the selfishness and the whole image of himself and the way he puts himself on a pedestal as he is so much better than what we like. Nobody can ever convince me and be like, oh, Bruno's world class. Me and Neji have been back and forth loads of times. I've sat with Neji for like an hour and been like, bro, wrong wording. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not, obviously it's subjective. He's broke it down. He said it's world class because of what I'm like, brother, no. I've seen the kind of ballers that have played the 10 and the 8 position for years. No. Technically, shit. So for me, like, and the other thing I was going to ask you guys as well is, it's probably a really good move for him, because right now, obviously, he's idolized at United by a lot of people. He's probably going to go there, and he's probably going to be able to do all that foolish stuff and be praised even more, if you think about it. Because right now, he's going to get found out the more we rebuild, isn't he? Another player's going to come in, younger, technically smarter on the ball, and people are going to be like, why doesn't Bruno do that? Whereas if he goes to Saudi, he can boss around all them ballers. Do you know what I'm saying? That are never even of a standard. No disrespect to them, but they're not the standard of even like a League One, a lot of them. And he can be. It's true though, Flawless, isn't it? He can be the main guy where he can just run through the midfield. When you see like Oscar and Hulk and them guys go China and they were just ripping it up. And it's like, it looked unbelievable.
Crazy, though?
But it's China. So.
You know what's crazy? If he went to Bayern, he would be getting away with a lot of the shit that he's doing right now. Because he wouldn't be the best player in the midfield. That's the one thing I've been saying when it comes to Bruno. He cannot be your best player in the midfield.
Before you go, let me just get to a couple of things because just a couple of things I want to get to because to Dad's game and he says, to be fair, I wouldn't solely putting us finishing 8th from Bruno. I legit said that in the statement that I made Dad's gaming. That it's not, I legit used the words. I said it's not solely on him, but he's a mainstay and deserves a lot of the critique because you are a mainstay in the side. You also are the captain. So in the past 2 years, 2 of the 3 years, if we had won the Premier League 2024 and we had won the Premier League, not the last season, the season before, he would get him a lot of the praise, the vast majority of the praise, and rightfully so. The point that I'm making is when you are a mainstay in the side, if you are successful, you get a lot of the praise, and rightfully so. Therefore, if you fail, you get a lot of the criticism, and rightfully so. We've all heard the phrase, or maybe we've not. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. When you are the king, you and the kingdom goes to shit. You know who gets the majority? You know who gets a lot of the blame? The king. That doesn't mean that the soldiers, you know what I'm saying, and the other people don't get the blame, and you're second in command and third in command. They all get the blame too. 110%. But it's proportioned out. He is not to blame. Look, is it solely on him? No. But does he deserve something? Does he deserve the vast majority of the blame? Absolutely. Our attack has been crap for years now. Before you go, Leon. 3 years our attack's been crap, and you're the main creative outlet. So therefore, I'm holding you accountable. Does that mean that it's solely on you? Our attack is bad? No, because I don't rate our attackers. I've said I would sell. Mine is Diallo. I would sell all of our
the attackers. Yeah.
Give me a good price for some of them, and the rest of them, whatever loose change you man have in your house, I would take for some of these players. Legit. Loose change, you know, because we've all got that plate or bowl in our house where you got the loose change. Wherever you got down the back of the sofa, I would take. Never mind 120 M's. That's why you've seen me be here when I've been critical of a Bruno, been critical of a Højlund, you know what? Just go watch Player Ratings Part 2, people, where me, Eddie spoke about it and Kaneki spoke about the attackers. I don't think any of the attackers are higher than 5.
Real quick.
Go on, I know what you're gonna say.
I'm surprised you still got a chance after.
That's wild.
We're going in, I know.
You're wild. You're wild. But before you go, just one last thing as well I wanted to get to, because that's gaming my guy as well. So big up, because he always in the chat. And just to clarify as well, like we are fully, yes, we'll run bants and run jokes, but we are fully fair, because he said here, wait, where is it? Let me go one sec. Just wanted to get to one more comment before I will get to the super chat. I know it is as well, people. Don't worry,
please, if you could get to the super chat, because
it is. Oh no, we go ignore one of them, but we'll still read it out just because it's the super chat as well. And to Daz Game, who says first time I ever heard Bruno getting credit on here. You missed the FA Cup recaps where he got praised. Where I said, hey, you know what? The pass he played to Maino was sensational. He scanned, played a phenomenal pass, and the weight of the pass,
the difference in the game.
It was a major difference in the game. I praise Bruno when he plays well.
This is the thing that
it's just that you know what the issue is. He don't play well often.
He don't do that often.
Yeah, he don't do that.
That's the problem. Yeah, our attack is crap. 90% of the time.
When he did it, because we thought he was going to.
Also, people you need to realize this is not anything personal against these players. If Bruno Fernandes was anybody else, we would have the same energy. We just want to see our club be successful. What's wrong in that? Why do people always be like, oh, well, you love attacking these players and this and that? Love attacking these players. I just want us to do better. Is that wrong from me? Like, it makes no sense at all for people to say, oh, we're too harsh on Bruno, this and that, all that type of stuff. Bro, we keep this type of energy for every single player. Go look at our player ratings. You think we've just given Bruno a 0 and everybody else like a 5 and a 6 and shit? Like, that's not how shit works. Like, this is for the whole team.
I don't think any of the attackers, when I think about it now, got higher than a 4. I don't think any of the attackers got higher than a 4.
No. Because here's the thing, Flawless, literally, bruh.
I don't think
the only reason some of these dudes got a 3 was because we won the FA Cup.
FA Cup, yeah,
that's it. If it was up to it, honestly, like I'm be real. If we won the Champions League or the Premier League, I would be worse than Egal on here, bro. And y'all know how bad Egal gets. I would be worse than Egal because that's what we played this game for, is a Champions League and the Premier League. If Bruno played the same way and it led to us winning a Champions League or a Premier League, fuck what I honestly think about him. I would be his biggest hype man because of what he brought Manchester United.
Yeah.
I don't have a fucking agenda. What I do have, though, is a pair of eyes. And I can see why shit leads to shit. Yeah. That's it. I can see why a player's type of profile leads to us not winning anything. That's all it is, people. I don't want y'all to ever come through here thinking that myself, Leon, Sheik, or Flawless are actively rooting for these players to fail. We're not.
Nope.
It's our interpretation of what we're seeing, and our interpretation is backed up by the way that we finished the season, and that's about it. We don't deal well. Again, we are Manchester United fans. We grew up talking the most shit to our friends because we were winning Champions Leagues. We were winning Premier Leagues. We know what that looks like. So when Bruno's out here leading us to 6th place, 8th place, maybe not say leading us, let me say a significant influence in us getting 6th and 8th, we're going to call him out.
Yeah, I think it's 7, 6, and 8. I think it is. And to Demadayo, you're new here, so I'll just clarify this as well, because I hate when people presume rather than ask, because he says who played well this season except Dalot and Kobe. Go and check the player ratings part 1.
Just go watch the player ratings.
Literally, I say on the Monday, not even I say on a daily basis. I stream every day, and I say on a daily basis on this channel, on other channels, word to Eddie. ACGI, anybody can get it. You know how crazy we were doing back again yesterday, and Hassan went, What does Eddie say again? What's the acronym? AC, and I said ACGI. Anybody can get it. We would sell. Let me just clarify this again. We are not fighting to keep any of these players.
Only one is Mainu. Only one is Mainu. That's because he's young.
And that is legit it. If anyone, if Leon, if Eddie or Sheik or one of you lot in the chat said, you know what, I'd sell such and such, insert player name here for 50 million, I'd give you no pushback. I'd give you zero pushback. As much as I'm a fan of Casemiro, as much as I like Casemiro and still think he's quality. Temadao, if you or someone
one second though, Flawless. One second though.
Go.
Hey, Amrabat's brother, little or older, hey, bro, you a fucking snitch, dog. You don't need to tell the world that. We was handling that by our own. If we go cap out the FA Cup final, let us do that. Don't be out here telling the fucking sun, the moon, the stars, whatever the fuck you want to tell. Let us be great, dog. Let us be great.
Nah, for real.
That's it. And yeah, like in regards to that, like ACGI, like there's no one I am defending to keep. So let's stop. Just because you like hear a player you like being critiqued, does that well, who else played well? No. You know what I'm saying? In that it's absolutely not. And you mentioned it in regards to Temadao about Messi not performing and functioning in this system. Again, don't presume. Another thing we've spoken about, and I've said consistently on this channel.
Messi.
Messi is crazy. I said in the player ratings, when I was talking in particular about younger players and players who come in, and I've said this is another statement I say all the time, and people who watch me regularly must be tired. I understand you are in the worst possible predicament. I say this about all of the players. They are in the worst possible predicament and have the worst possible platform to succeed from. That's why I give them some leeway. As much as I don't rate a Højlund, as much as I don't rate a Garnacho or a Rashford or a Bruno or a Anthony, I understand you are in the worst possible predicament. So that's where I will give you some leeway and go, I hear it. But there is a certain standard you should not fall under. Because you know why? Maino outperformed all these men in a terrible system. Maino's in the same crap system. Maino's in the same crap system with the same rubbish players around him. Casemiro, who people say is not good enough and legs are gone and needs to go Saudi. Bruno, who's not performed highly. McTominay, who's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Rashford, who couldn't score no goals. Garnacho, who's limited. Anthony, who did nothing all season. Højlund, who did nothing all season. But yeah, Maino still joined this, was in the same side, under the same terrible manager who we all want gone, by the way, and still perform to a level. Because there's still a level you should not perform under, despite what's around you. And Maino proved that. Bear in mind, I rate Maino highly, but Maino's not no generational talent. Maino is not Messi reincarnated. What are we talking about here? Yeah, but how many teams have 10 Mainos in that? But the aim should be that Temadao.
Yeah,
you might have missing the point before you go, Leon. The aim should, that's why we want these players gone, and you go get players who perform to a certain quality. Dalot ain't a Maino level. So how come Dalot can have a decent season? Exactly. Who I don't rate highly.
My right back.
Just perform to a 5, 6 out of 10. A lot of these players can do that. To me, that's not hard to ask. If Maino can do it, who's 18, and Dalot who can do it, who, bear in mind, I think is not even good enough to be a first teamer. If someone offered 50 M's for Dalot, I'd sell him. I've said this. I think he's a good squad player, and that's that. What are we talking about? But he can perform to a 5, 6 out of 10 this season.
But
what are we doing here? Stop using Bruno. Man, just gonna use excuses. Every time I come up with something, it's something
you go
else.
First,
the players are not good enough. Go on, Leon. I know you've been waiting to talk.
Let you go first. Go.
Yeah, no, like I was literally gonna say, like, this whole how many teams have 10 Mainos. This again just proves the same point, people, is that our season was abysmal. We're picking 1 or 2 players to praise out of like a terrible season. That itself is the problem. Why are we having terrible seasons in the first place with these certain players around? You know, that's the whole thing. We can agree to disagree. That's we totally agree to fine.
Because man saying there before you go, doing wonders on the ball. Again, stop presuming. This is now the third time you presume. Nobody wants Bruno. Who said on this panel they want Bruno to stop?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's off Twitter, if it's off people you talking to. Who on here? Nobody has said they want Bruno to do wonders on the ball. Nobody has said that. So please, I don't put words in your mouth, so don't do it.
Actually, deep what we're saying.
I ain't paying attention whatsoever. Oh, you want Bruno? Who said they want Bruno to do Bruno? Like, what? All right, cool.
Yeah,
sure. Nobody said
this
that.
Is literally the thing that pisses me off the most is that
this is what annoys me. Nobody said that. Oh, we want Bruno to do wonders on. You know what I'd like him to do? at times keep it simple and pass to someone in a red shirt.
Do the basics.
That's all I have to do.
Do the basics.
Football's not wonders all the
Bro,
time.
Bruno Fernandes, I challenge you. I hope you're listening. I challenge you to not lose the ball like at least 5 times in a fucking game. Like literally, like that's one of the biggest problems that we have with Bruno Fernandes too, is that he keeps losing the ball. And then when he does have it, he hoops it around. Like that's when off the ball he's shocking, on the ball he's shocking. So, and like I said, let me reiterate one more time. If this was any other player in our team, we would keep the same energy, because overall what we want to do is win people. You guys have to understand this, is that we're not sitting here just trying to shit on players. We're criticizing players who've been in here and not been good enough. This could be everyone. Rashford. We've criticized Rashford for time now. Again, he just had 30 goals a year last season, and now we're criticizing him.
Presuming stuff to Tamadao, so you're not listening, so you know what, I'm done chatting to you because you're not listening. Yeah. Again, nobody said this. Nobody said whilst everybody does the basics. There you go again. This is now the 4th time you've presumed something and said something that was not said. But all right, cool. You know what? Let's just agree to this. You can debate with yourself.
You know what it is for me? Yeah?
Man just presuming, man just saying stuff that's not been said to add to his argument. Nobody said that.
One second. Nobody the reason it looked bad is because he was playing deeper and without stability around him. He had better stats last year, and it was the same system. So what are we doing? This is the whole point, is that he can't do it year after year. So he's not good enough to be at Manchester United Football Club. Are you happy, Tamadaya, if you're a United fan, are you happy with him doing it just 1 year, and then next year we have a stinker of a year, and then he's back again winning you an FA Cup? Is that what you want to win? Or do you want to have a player like Kevin De Bruyne who consistently wins that shit 4 years in a row? Like, what are we talking about? This is a standard that we have to bring to. So I'm sick and tired of us just being okay with mediocrity, because that's one thing that needs to change. This whole thing of Bruno can't be dropped, and he's as Messi and he's as Ronaldo in our team. Like, stop this shit, man. Yeah. He's droppable, 100% droppable.
Big fact. I think Tamadaya, just to address Tamadaya quickly, big up for having an opinion, obviously. Was there someone
that's hilarious. Hey, that's hilarious, yo.
Big up Tamadaya.
Tamadaya, what you got to understand is some of the greatest midfielders in the world, 80-90% of their game was playing for the team and understanding football. And that's the thing that we're talking about here, is Bruno understanding a team game of football. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if Bruno was a boxer, I work in combat. So if Bruno was a boxer, you could do all the flair that you want because it's an individual sport. It's your risk. Do you know what I mean? But you're risking the whole team's play, style, system in the way that you play. You play so freely and so without lack of discipline in the way that you play sometimes, that it hurts us. And that's what you don't see. You can't just look at the GA. You've got to look at the overall player. But for me, United right now, it reminds me when I was in sales, it's bottom 20, top 20. That's what we used to use in our office all the time, yeah? Raise the bottom performers by 20%, raise the top form performers by 20%. And this is the concept that Flawless is breaking down when he's saying the 6 out of 10s and stuff. Because right now, if the guys that are playing 4 out of 10 play 6 out of 10, and the guys that are playing 7 out of 10 play 9 out of 10, the whole team looks different and is more competent. I think
all this defense, Leon, of a player who's just bang average and has performed bang average and has performed poorly.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
You made a good point because of the position that he plays hurts us. If he was a captain goalie or captain left back or captain, I don't know, what's a position that doesn't hurt? Every position is important, but let's say he was hurts. Yeah, let's say he's a captain winger and then the rest of the team's playing well and he's just not performing as a winger. Let's say Rashford was the captain, Probably get away with it a little bit, even though he's not captain.
Because you're not through the centre of it.
Yeah, because he's that guy and because we're looking at him to be that guy.
Okay, so Tamadao, you rate him, we don't. Let's move on.
But let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. The reason we fucking love Kobe Manu is because he does the simple shit every time. We don't fuck with Bruno because he doesn't. Like, you can look at Kobe, and again, I love Kobe's game so much because it's so fucking simple.
Yeah, you don't do anything
whether
crazy.
The pass is above me, I gotta run for it. His touch is the same every time. When he plays that first pass, it's the correct pass every time.
Yeah, facts.
When we think about Bruno, I honestly talk about this shit all the time. Ten Hag, before he had his first game, came to see us play Crystal Palace. People, if you watch that game, Bruno tries to play a back pass to the right back, and he's on the left side of the pitch. Tries to play a back pass to the right back. The fucking Crystal Palace attacker intercepts the pass, scores a goal. We lose 1-0. That's Bruno encapsulated in a nutshell. He is a terrible decision maker. And that's honestly, if I'm being fair to him, that's the thing that hinders him the most. Because I generally do believe that there are a bunch of passes that Bruno can make that others can't.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
I think there are a bunch of goals that Bruno can score that others can't. But what gets him in trouble before that is his decision making. Because his decision making is so shit that it puts his team in harm's way 95% of the time. KDB can play a bullshit pass because he has the structure behind him to recuperate and make up for that. We don't have that, and we're giving him KDB responsibility, which means we're putting ourselves in harm's way more than we're putting ourselves in a great position. That's all it is with us, people. And the fucked up part is, honestly, all four of us have explained that on numerous occasions. For some reason,
man don't hear it.
They just say we just hate players. Like literally, just say we hate players.
Don't hear it when we're talking and start talking about all other stuff, like talking about other players, like we rate other players. No, we don't rate.
Man.
Team. That
was my other point. Just quickly, that was my other point. It was on what you said earlier. I just forgot in it. It was what Flawless said earlier. It was and this is a point for Temidire as well. Yeah, Flawless is rating the team based on what it is now. This is a concept that a lot of people don't get. I noticed when you talk Flawless, you're rating it because people go like, "Oh, but it's the worst United team ever, and we haven't got this, and it's mismatch of managers, players, whatever the things are." Yeah, you don't rate it on what you think it should be. You're not like, oh, it's not a Premier League winning team, get everyone out. No. You're rating it on what it actually is right now. So you're rating, but let's just say you say Bruno plays 5 out of 10. Right. You're rating it knowing he's got more and he can play more sensibly in the right system if he wasn't given the
and you know the craziest
part you're rating it on what you can literally see right now. And that's a concept that people overlook all the time because they're like, oh yeah, Flawless is just rating on we should be City. No, he's not.
Because you know what the craziest part is, he had a better system around him last season, and I was still critiquing him last season.
Yeah, he was.
When we had a successful season, and he was better, but he's still not good enough. I don't think people realize this, and he'll be here at 40 years old, and we'll still have people defending him. He could be here for the next 11 years, and people will still defend this man. That's one thing I've noticed. All the evidence in the world to show, because he's been here long enough, and it's everyone else's fault. It's the players around him. System, and it's this and that. Yes, all of those things do play a factor in regards to system.
100%. Bring it back to basketball because that's what I do. Bruno Fernandes is Patrick Beverly. Okay,
I said he's Pat Beverly.
If he is in a system that allows him to be Bruno Fernandes, it's not that big of a deal. If he is in a position where he has to be the one that you rely upon to take your team over the next hump, it's not going to fucking work. It's that simple, people. Again, none of us up here have an ulterior motive against Bruno Fernandes. We don't know the fucking guy.
Yes.
He just has produced what he's produced, and we fucking analyzed it from that. He's a scrub when we're talking about great players, world-class players. He can be a good player. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're telling me it's Musiala and who's the defensive midfielder for Bayern?
Goretzka.
Yeah, one of those two who are very good at what they do. Let Bruno roam around whoever the fuck he wants because we have those two to be stability in our midfield. But when we say, you know what, we're going to give Bruno Fernandes the captaincy. We're going to make Bruno Fernandes our talisman. That's when you fucking look at shit and you're like, oh, they're not serious. They're not serious at all.
Here's the other thing as well, into what you're saying, yeah. Even if he was a good player at times, I think he's good. He's not great, or I think he's just good. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's thinking, I don't rate him that much. He would know when to take those risks as well. So he would get the ball and he'd be like, not this time. Let me wait for the right opening. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll watch Eriksen do it a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Eriksen will see a certain position. People, whatever say about his legs or whatever, people like him, Kobe, and other players that can play ball, even like a Barkley and people, they'll get it and they'll be like, it's not quite on. I don't want to force it. Do you know what I'm saying? Recycle or put, or even pass and get myself in a better position. Like a lot of the time, you'll see Bruno, he gets the ball, he sees the easy pass, and then he's like, nah, it's not exciting enough for me. That's madness to me.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not on, it's not on. Like, especially when he's still trying to hit players that are not in form. Like, he'll still be firing balls to Garnacho, who's not that day. And it's like, it's mad. Like, because in other teams, managers like for us, managers would not give him the time of day, to mess up 5 passes. Imagine Pep working with him. I know he would never play for City, but bro, honestly, managers would go sick at him, Like proper sick.
It is. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, it is. And man, talking about this bigger priorities is my main point. One, you could have just started with that. And number 2, they're all priorities. Whether they're small, whether it's problem number 1 or whether it's problem number 10. I've likened it to before the house you live in. You have a hole in the roof, but also your microwave is not working.
Flawless.
Before you go, like, yes,
just say my acronym. Just say my acronym.
Hey, ACGI, anybody can get it. That's why I'm not defending anyone. But before we carry on, there's over 70 people locked in. Tell me that. Make sure you call into the fan calling show tomorrow as well. We're at 42 likes. Get us up to 60 likes. Like check 1212. Make sure you do so. Like check 1212 as well. Daz Gaming says this question is who we dropping for Bruno. Our squad is shit. That is the point. Daz Gaming.
Oh, we can't do this.
Right, that is the point. Before you say, I just want to say
over players.
I just want to say,
this is crazy,
why
man.
the acronym exists. ACGI. Anybody can get it. I want an entire new squad, pretty much. Also,
let's be clear though, Flawless. Flawless.
Talking about
a Kobe, Amrabat, Casemiro midfield is way better than any midfield you can make with Bruno.
Yeah, that's it. Like, so yeah, I agree that's game with the last part. Our squad is shit. But also, 1, Leon just mentioned a system helps with that. Number 1, right? The system helps. 2, it's about replacing players, because that's one thing we need, despite who the manager is going to be, is despite if Bruno stays, we still need quality added to the side. This is not good enough, but like I say, people just going to make excuses.
Can I just address what he said there? What did he say? He said the comment about me, Leon, what are you saying about...
Cool. Get to it.
As he played double 8 this season, I get it, but it's not his fault. The manager. Yeah, look, you're entitled to have your own opinion. If you think in a system with what would it be, 2 8s and a 6 or 3 8s? Do you play 3 8s in football? You can do, can't you? But you play like 2 8s.
You can because one of the 8s can be technically more defensive.
Different attributes for each 8. Basically.
So you could play a 6 8, but he's probably sits back a little bit.
You can play a 6 and 2 8s. You can.
What you're saying could be true there. He might, for you, work in a system with 3 8s, 2 8s, and a 6, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But he hasn't, like, you can be coached on a training ground. You can be developed as a player. You can go into tactics and all that sort of thing. But ultimately, when you're on the pitch, you are the person who is making the decisions, especially in a role as a captain. You're the one who is, as a midfielder, you're dictating a lot of the play. Do you know what I'm saying? You're either blocking passing lines when we're defending or trying to press, or you're, do you know what I'm saying, doing short build-up passes, or you, do you know what I mean? You're Hail Marying somebody. So it's about the decision making we're talking about here, and I feel like you're not wrong. He might work in the 8 thing. It's just we cannot. We're just calling it for what it is, bro. Like the guy. Like what we really need to look at is how many chances this guy has had to progress the ball and his success rate of those chances. And I reckon it'll be low, because I see a lot. We watch it every week, and he has games where, like, he's had loads of the ball in it. Same with Garnacho and people like that. But Kaneki's point real as well. He said before United, every manager had an issue with Bruno. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's mentioned that. And just to question the Demodios, that's quite negative as well, on his Casemiro Amrabat. No, it's not negative, because you know what it's dependent on? System. Unless you have like 3 6s or you have like 3 10s, so you have 3 players who are attacking, don't worry about defensive, or you have 3 defensive. Because you know who could actually utilize that midfield where we've seen it? Liverpool and the club. Because when you look at their midfield on paper, is quote unquote negative.
Yeah, it is.
Dino, Henderson, and Wijnaldum on paper is not a quote unquote exciting midfield. It's not an offensive midfield, but it worked with what they had, and that ties into systems. Bear in mind, do I want better than Casemiro or Amrabat? Of course I do. But could it be utilized, like you said, away? Of course it could be. But let's
imagine this. Imagine this.
No, Eddie,
you'd have your striker dropping deeper in the midfield to help out. That would be the difference. That's why fucking Firmino people talk about everybody else, but people who understand football understand. Firmino was the linchpin that made Liverpool as dangerous as they are because of his versatility to be an attacking threat, to be in midfield, receive the pass, play it to somebody else. When I talk about a Cass, Amrabat, Manu midfield, I'm talking about on an intellectual level, everybody understanding their roles and doing it to the best of their ability. They understand, Cass would understand, my job is to destroy, and then when I get the ball to Mino so he can make the decisions that we need to make, or whoever the fucking 9 is. That's all it is, people. It's about the systems.
Flawless, could you get to his comment, his most recent comment, the Temadayo's recent comment?
Well, last one on it, and then we'll go. He says, his
shout
quality
out to Temadayo because he really
the one above
that. This fucking
the one above
episode real quick.
His quality, this is great to hear. I can't believe there's still Bruno defenders out here, but hey,
that's just it just makes no sense. But I'll read it out. He says, "We're trying to almost make a fish walk on land. ETH should have known better than to play that balance with him, Scott, and Bruno, and exposing Bruno to play deeper and to more general play." Okay, where did Bruno play last year? What midfield did he play in last year?
With Cass and Eriksson.
I'm waiting. Where did he play, and which midfield did he play? Which position did he play in last year? Exactly.
Jinx.
This is what fucks me up about what you're saying, though, because again, you're preaching to the choir.
Exactly.
Bruno played the Modric role. Eriksson played the Cruz role, being that deep line playmaker, playing balls over the top. Bruno in the intermediary would play his pass. It's not rocket science, bro.
Yeah.
And he was average last season. He was
last thing too,
he was great. He was average, but go on. I'm gonna get
last thing regarding this whole Bruno thing, because I'm sick and tired of it, honestly. To people who say Bruno is irreplaceable, what exactly is it that we cannot replace from Bruno? That's what I want to kind of know. No, I'm genuinely asking. I really want to know what it is that we can't replace from a player like Bruno Fernandes. I genuinely want to know this. So whenever you guys know, just let me know. Sheik TV is where you can find me too. You can drop some comments, man. Let me know.
Yeah. I'm gonna add
for real
Sheik TV and Unleash Sports to the title, but both links are underneath in the description. Before we carry on, there's 48 likes. Let's get up to 60 likes. Like check 1212. Hit the subscribe button because you're clearly enjoying this as well, people. You're clearly enjoying the show. There is a fan calling show tomorrow, so Temadayo, everybody else with all these strong opinions in the chat. Make sure you call in, man. Make sure you call in. Don't be from the stands. 4:30 p.m. UK time. People. So that's all I'm saying is make sure you lot call in, because you called in. It was I forgot his name, and he was back in Ten Hag. But salute to him. I actually forgot his name off the top of my head. But it was the last call on the last show, and it was good. Yeah, it was a good show. But I mean, it was a good call. It was good hearing different things, but it just goes
also to show. Great conversation though. Good conversations about Bruno, but yeah.
I just downed like 3 bang average. When's the last time this man had a good season and people still defended him? That's what I want to know. That's what makes no sense to me. All this, in a better system, you can say that for the vast majority of players, but hey, we move. Let me get to these super chats as well. Big up to Sorafel. Big up for the super chat. Says Figueroa, Fernandes forever at Manchester United. Joke, man. Big up to Ryan, who says, the match-going fans at United love Bruno to bits, but social media fans hate him.
He doing something strange for a little piece of change. You dig?
Shout out to him.
Match-goer fans can see.
Wait, I get to this. Yeah, so all match-going fans, United fans love Bruno to bits, but social media fans hate him. Explain that to me, please. Match-goers can see him very closely. Yeah, great super chat, Ryan.
Big up to Andy for the super chat. I can't see him closely. I'm sorry.
Big up. No. We ain't even addressing it. Big up, Ryan. Cool story. Can you list Bruno errors to goal, Liverpool's 2 goals? Oh yeah, he does a lot of that, Andy. That people get away with that. That is on him, also on our pressing system as well. So that's both, but he should take accountability for that. Big up to Stephen, been a member of the channel for 7 months. Speaking of membership as well, I will be doing a members Q&A on the playback this Saturday, people. So if you're a Sarcasm City soldier or higher, I'll be reaching out. So it's kind of like this, but it's a Q&A. And more so, rather than have my regular co-hosts on, I have members of the channel. And so Steven's been on before. Kaneki's been on, for example, members as well. Eddie's been on that. That's how a lot of the people got on the channel was through the membership. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Big up Flawless. Us not taking the ridiculous amount of money from Saudi for any player is mental. Second strike from Ineos. Half this team need to F.
Fair enough.
Only thing I disagree with, Steven, is where you said half of this team. It's more than half, but I understand your overall point. I get it. And us not taking it, and that's the point I was making. If Saudi come in for any of our players and offer big money, that's not Maino or Diallo, take it. Especially if it's 100 plus M's. Because I don't think there's anybody in our side that's worth 100 plus M's. I don't. I'd even be tempted with Maino and Diallo, but it's because more so they're young and the future they had. And it's like they're 100, that's 100 plus million across maybe 10 to 12 years, maybe more. But yeah, there's no one I'm not. Like, if you Saudi big money for anyone, yes, I agree with you, Stephen. Without doubt. I'm not defending any of these, including the manager. You can go too. That's what I would say, including the manager.
And Flawless, let's be clear. And on my end, right?
Go on.
Because of how highly I rate Ahmad.
Yeah.
If the manager comes in and he's like, look, Sancho's a talent, but I really believe in Ahmad, and he starts Ahmad, and Sancho says, okay, you know what? I got to go out. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm cool with that.
Because in an ideal world, obviously, I know Chelsea, we've been linked to him, but there's been stronger Chelsea links with Elise. You go get Elise for the right wing. Then you have Elise and Diallo battling out for the right wing. You move on Anthony. Left wing, I'd actually just go get Eze. I just go Palace and drop 100. Do you know what I do? This 120 M's that they've got, cool. Take it from Bruno. I'm with you. Know exactly what it is. Add 30 on that and just go Palace and say 150 M for two.
Give them Wan-Bissaka a little. Yeah, thank you very much.
Bro, Wan-Bissaka, 150 M's with Wan-Bissaka and take. Yeah, there you go. And take him. Then I just go to another place in London. I go Fulham and just go get Robertson and Paulino and say here's 100 M's for two of them. That's what I would personally do. And then you stay in West London and just go to Brentford. And you know what? Ivan Toney on the last year, your deal pretty much is 40 M's. And how much is that? Bear in mind, we spent the 120 M's on, we got the 120 million from Bruno, added 30 to that for Palace. So you've only spent 30 mil. Say it's 100 M's, so 30 mil, 100 M's for the two from Fulham, that's 130, and then 40 for Toney, that's 170. And you've got rid of Bruno and Wan-Bissaka's gone as well. What are you talking about? Like, there you go. And to Daz Gaming, Elise only had that one injury. I actually checked this. Elise only had one injury hit season, which was not this. Was it this season? Yeah, this season.
Even Lissandro's injury record was just the fact that Ten Hag thought he was ready and wanted to play him, even though he should have been rested.
Hold up, let's go on that. Cause Sheik, I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm honestly scared for him. Cause I just see the injuries piling up. So you think it's a matter of Ten Hag just rushing him to play before he was actually healthy, which is like
well, I wouldn't solely blame it on Ten Hag. I'd give him a little bit of that too, where as an athlete, you should kind of have.
If we had to do like a pie chart, it'd be like 70-30 type shit. Like
But like earlier this season, I remember, I forgot what game it was. It was either the Fulham game, I think, is where he got injured, but he rushed back. And he was out for a couple of months before that game, and he rushed back and immediately got another injury again. And then he was available, in these last couple of games and stuff like that. I hear you on the concerning part though. Like, his fitness is definitely to be questioned, to be fair. Like, because we've seen a big part of it this year. West Ham, that's what it was. Kaneki, my bad. West Ham, that's what it was. Like we've seen a lot of fitness issues regarding Martinez. But again, this is just like, I don't know. Maybe it's Ten Hag, wanting to play him because we've had all these injury problems, or it's him saying that he's fit enough to play when he's really not. I don't know, but definitely something that I don't think if we get other center backs and stuff like that, which we are linked to, I think that problem could kind of, be limited, where we might not have to play him in all the certain games because we're going to have fixture congestions next year with the Europa and stuff like that too.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot. He only had the one. I'm looking here at both Martinez and Elise. So Martinez only had the one injury hit season, which was this season. Last season he wasn't. Last season he missed 12 games. When he missed 12 games from April the 14th to June the 30th. Obviously, he got late. So
towards the end of the season.
Towards the end of the season. That I'll forgive. This season was bad. And I'm looking here at Elise as well. His only injury hit season was this season just gone.
Let us pray.
That's
Let
it.
us pray
go on, fam.
that the Argentinian manager decides not to play Martinez.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's all we can really be about because, brother, they got a Copa America coming up, and people, I don't know if y'all know this. Sheik and I can attest. Copa America is a much more intense international competition than anything you can think of.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
It is literally a bar fight in the group stages to a bar brawl in the knockout stages to a Rumble Royale when you get to the semifinals and finals.
Yeah.
These brothers don't care about shit. They don't care about their bodies, what happens. They're worried about getting that Copa America trophy. And I think Argentina won the last one, so hopefully, and I don't think their manager really plays Martinez like that. I'd like him to be played sparingly. That way he gets some reps in before the actual season. I don't want him to be a starter.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm going to tell y'all this right now. Copa America is a European football and South American football are totally different because, listen, in European football, you'll sit back, you'll play tactically, and Copa America is literally who's gonna get the closest to that red card threshold.
Yeah.
Who's going to get a yellow that could be an orange? That's what we're dealing with in the Copa America. So if he gets through there injury free and not that many minutes, I'm a happy camper, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Now, for real though, like I'm not gonna criticize this aspect of his game, but I feel like he needs to kind of chill out sometimes. Is the way sometimes he goes into these tackles and stuff. He really does like put himself into some sort of injury, but I don't fault him for that because like I want him to win the ball and all that, and I like that he's aggressive when it comes to his football.
That's just his game.
Yeah, that's just his game, and I'm not gonna fault him for that, to be honest. But it's just like, yeah, sometimes in one or two tackles, I feel like it's just unnecessary for him to do it. But I rate him for that. But I honestly, personally, don't think Lisandro Martinez, this injury thing will be a problem. I really don't think it's going to be a problem. Because I think if we do get certain players, like, because we are linked. I don't know if you guys heard, but yesterday Fabrizio tweeted that we were linked with Gonzalo Inacio from and Liverpool are also linked with him as well. And we're on the hunt for a center back. We're definitely looking for one right now. We might even get two. Because I heard reports that there's a left-sided and a right-sided center back that we're looking to get. So we're definitely, we're out there. We're in the
Sheik. You just mentioned, sorry to cut you off. Right-sided center back, left-sided center back. I was thinking this, and I like to see happen. Let's say we do sign a Nassr or another left-sided center back. Who's going to be the first team? Martinez at left back. What are you man saying?
I'm for it. I think Martinez has played left back at times for Ajax too when he was under Ten Hag as well, and he played as a CDM as well. So.
The only thing for me is, it's apparent that he's a short burst athlete, meaning that he's explosive.
Yeah,
he's not an athlete like Davies, where his explosiveness transitions when he goes up and down the pitch.
Got you.
Yeah,
he's an athlete that where in tight spaces he's quicker than others. Which it's not a bad thing. I don't even think it's a bad thing. I just think it's about what we need at this moment. And it's like, for me, I'd keep him at left-sided center back because when he's on it, honest to God's truth, I think he's top 2 center backs in the Prem, and he's not the 2.
First? Yeah.
I think he does it all. He does it all.
So you'd rather see us get a left back then?
Get a left back.
Yeah, left back
first.
Push
the low at left back till next summer, and then we get another one.
It's like
we should,
because I think Delo is the type of player where you put him on the side of Lisandro. The defensive frailties might be there, but when we get the ball back, you'll see how brilliant they are, and I think we'll be okay. And that'll cover for what we don't do defensively. That's my thing.
And again, like, it goes back to the fact that, it just depends on how the manager wants to play, like how he would want to set up the team and all that type of stuff. Like,
that is key.
Yeah,
that is very valid because we don't know.
We just don't know. Yeah,
this
we
is
can
all
sit here and be
guesswork.
like, yeah, oh, well, Lissandro could probably play left back and stuff like that, which I think he could, to be fair. But it's like, then I have to think about Lissandro Martinez and our manager trying to utilize our fullbacks to go forward. Can I see Lissandro Martinez going forward? I don't know. So that's like questions that the manager will have to answer, and whoever it is that we appoint. And also, everybody needs to sit down and decide what style we're looking to play. But this is what I would say. I hope that if they're looking for signings like Inacio, Todibo, all that type of stuff, I hope they have some sort of tactical motto in their head of this is how we want to play. This is a short list of the manager that we're looking to get. All right, we're going to try to see if we can get him. And these are the players that we think could fit his style of play. That's what I would want to see.
Honestly, Todibo would be my pick because of the last part of his name, Debo. You put
19 problems.
Somebody like Martinez next to Debo. We eating Gucci.
Hey, Eddie, if we get Todibo, we gonna call him 19 problems. What is Debo Samuel's Instagram handle name?
Oh yeah, 19 problems.
19 problems for real. Yeah. We gonna call him that.
It's Debo and Tiny from Friday. You remember?
Yeah, Debo.
Tiny was married to Miss Parker. Shout out Miss Parker wherever you are, because again, a young brother like Eddie had infatuations with you from the jump. If you out there, Miss Parker, and you still look remotely close, again, like I'm talking right now, blame the coconut water, rum, and gin. Don't blame me. You feel me? Just blame that one right there. But Miss Parker.
Yeah, because I'm looking into Debo, and he's at Nice. That should be an easy sale.
25 million, right? 25 years old. He's 6'3". He's had experience in Europe before at Barcelona and Schalke. Yeah, it makes sense. This deal 100% makes sense. You know what it is, and don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think he's similar to the type of player that it is, but I just see that he can be a replacement of Varane for us. I don't know why. I feel like the profiles match a lot in terms of the style of play that they do and just the rigness. I've seen him play. I think he's actually pretty techie on the ball too. Like, he can shift and he can play, like, he can move the ball forward. He's kind of low-key a ball carrier. I've seen it. Okay. I've seen clips of him being like a ball carrier, and that's great. I'd love that.
What it is, Sheik? You know what it is? They're the same kind of player, just one does it in such a saucy way that it's kind of like you can't think of him the same way. Yeah. Like, when I see Varane play inside the box, it's like everything he does is like textbook. Let me clear this. To Debo, it just looks like a fucking mess.
Yeah.
But because he's so big and mobile, it gets the job done. You're just like, okay, it is what it is.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I'm with it.
Yeah, this is stuff that, if he wants to obviously progress as a player, he's gonna have to, trying to tune all that stuff when he comes to United. But at the same time, you never know when you put, other center backs, good center back, quality center backs around him. You might see more from him too. But I think Todibo, definitely. There's been links with that Braithwaite guy too. I don't think we should sign him. I'd say more of Todibo for sure. Tosin actually would have also been I would have wanted Tosin to be fair.
Tosin.
I think. Well, it was the deal. It's a free. You can't really you can't say no to that, right? It's a free. Like that's he starts over Lindelof right away. Lindelof goes down the pecking order. So in terms of that, like, I would have taken Tosin too. But let me ask you guys a question, because I've heard about this for the past couple of days. Would you guys take Trevor Chalobah, 25 million squad player in the team?
Yeah.
Because I would.
Probably must be about this. Yeah. Like, Chalobah, I think when I've watched him, watch a lot of Chelsea, watch a lot of the Premier League, he's done okay. I don't get the heavy criticism he receives from some of the Chelsea fan base. To me, is crazy.
Same.
Like, it's like he's absolute rubbish. Like, can do a job at right back, solid Premier League player. If he's back up, cool. Yeah. We need centre backs though. Like, that is apparent. Yeah. Like, because Varane's gone, so that leaves you with Martinez, Lindelof, Maguire,
Evans,
Camberwallo, Evans. It's not.
See, here's the thing I always say: show me you're more towards the Pepe than you are towards the Lindelof, and I'm cool with that because you're defending.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'm being real because, like, Pepe might get the red card. That's cool, right? He might be too physical. And I feel like that's the thing with Chalobah. He is moderately physical, right? He does what it takes for his position. He's not gonna outshine. He's not gonna, be the one that you look at the whole sheet and it's like, yeah, he was being a madman out there. But he's not gonna be soft.
Yeah.
That's what if you're a center back in football, give me that, because what that shows me is you're a good squad player. If I need to give somebody a rest, I can play him and still be comfortable with my defending. As long as my system doesn't put him in harm's way 90% of the game, like Ten Hag's system puts all of our fullbacks in harm's way 90% of the game. Like for us in a new manager, 25 million, yeah, that's not too bad. I'm not mad at that at all.
Considering we could try to sell someone like Lindelof for 20 million, that's good business. We get a replacement for Lindelof right away, who I think is a much better player than Lindelof. So yeah, I would be all for that type of signing for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I'm with it. Hey, big up to A Solomon before we close out for gifting 5 memberships. So everybody, if he gifted you one of the memberships, make sure you big him up. Want to see fire emojis in the chat, claps, salute A Solomon, because he gifts out memberships on a regular basis. So big up to you, A Solomon. I hope you're blessed. I'm blessed for that. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Again, run up the likes. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, big up to you, man. Much appreciated, man, because everyone's supporting Sarcasm City TV. We back on the channel. Be slightly later, 1 a.m. UK time for the Manchester United Manchester City show. So Mandem United podcast meets the Mandem City podcast. So myself and Vay are talking both Manchester clubs as well. But Sheik, let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up, all that good stuff before we close out, fam.
Yes, sir. Big up to Eddie. Big up to Leon, who was here earlier. Big up to you, Flawless, as well. Big up to everyone in the chat, man. Great conversation today about, our players and stuff like that. And you can find me at Sheik TV. I had a show yesterday. Well, yesterday was Monday. Yeah, yesterday was Monday. So it was Mud Brothers. I had Mud Brothers yesterday, and then I was also on Hassan's channel. So check that out. And then also this week Friday, later on this week, I should have some solo streams, just myself. So keep a lookout for that, because I need to start doing a lot of solo streams and stuff too. So keep a lookout for that. And then Sunday is the Arsenal version of the Keep Sell Bench. Eli will be there. I'm going to shout Tony for that. There's a Spooby who's a co-panelist with me, one of his buddies, Pad. I'm a big Arsenal fan. He's going to be there as well. And I'll try to see who else I can get, but I will try to definitely get
shout Grim.
Yeah, I'll shout Grim. Yeah. I'll definitely shout Grim. I'm basically just looking for an Arsenal panel. So you'll definitely see a bunch of Arsenal guys there.
TJ, Connor.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, you'll see that on Sunday. Keep Sell Bench for Arsenal, and then Monday we're back for Mud Brothers again. And throughout this summer, I'm basically going to be running like Keep Sell Benches for basically the top 6 clubs. So you'll see that for Spurs. You'll even see it for City if I can get a fan to do a Vader and anybody else maybe. And then you'll see it for Liverpool, you'll see it for other teams. But yeah, keep a lookout. Sheik TV notifications on, so you'll know every single time I go live. And big up to everyone.
Links in the pinned comment, people. Link is in the Link is in the title, not only for Sheik's channel, also Leon's channel as well. So Sheik TV on Leash Sports as well. Obviously, don't forget we are available on all audio platforms as well: Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, etc. The links for everything is underneath in the description. Not just on this live stream, but all the live streams on the channel. Big up That's Gaming. Big up all the members. Big up all the moderators, all the regulars, all the new people. Much appreciated. I get to this quickly from Andy, who said, should United raid Wolves and get Cunha, Neto, and João Gomez? Cunha, no. Neto, my only issue with him is injury problems. Injuries. João Gomez, I've not watched like that. I'm not going to lie.
João Gomez, no.
I've not watched him closely enough to go.
Only Neto.
And
the thing with Neto is, honest to God's truth, he gives me Anthony vibes where he looks great on the ball. But I'm here. I as a person who's all for looking great on the ball, what does your end product actually look like?
Andy, ask this question to Ineos and to the potential manager that we get. That's what I would say.
We'll soon find out. Yeah. But yeah, we are gonna close out. Love to everyone that's locked in. You get the Mandem United podcast. It's Tuesdays.
Hold up, Flawless.
Yeah, go on.
Make sure y'all pull up on Flawless and Rants, please.
Yes.
Fucking fire every time these dudes link up. pull up. The cool part is, right, they agree so much that y'all people think they don't agree. And then when they don't agree, y'all are like, oh my God, Flawless doesn't agree with Rance. What are we gonna do? Y'all make just go up there, show some love, hit the like.
This why I don't have to comment
here. Yeah. Enjoy the show, man. Just enjoy the show.
It's crazy, bro. Like people... I literally watch every week, and it's like, yo, they're like, oh my God, Flawless never disagrees with Rance. And then when you do disagree with Rance, it's like, oh my God, do they hate each other? What are you supposed to do? God bless you, bro. Like, what are you supposed to do?
That's it. But it's solely because it's him. Because it's like I'm not going to be on here with someone like and this is where I work. Everywhere, someone I disagree with all of the time. Will there be disagreements? Yes, but they'll never say that about me and Sheik. They'll never say that about me and Eddie. They'll never say that about me and Leon, for example. Even though we do disagree at points, but it's like we're on the same wavelength. We have similar thought processes when it comes to what's it called? When it comes to football. But then there's gonna be times we disagree. And like Eddie mentioned that. That's why I already know what the comment section is gonna say beforehand. But it's like it's because it's Rance. But like I said, they will never say that about me. Oh, you and Sheik never disagree. You and Eddie never disagree.
The coldest thing is like internet got us so fucked up, right? That they can't just keep respectable disagreements a thing. Yeah, like y'all, when it comes to the 11, the brother playing the guitar situation, y'all couldn't be on opposite ends if any. Like it's crazy. But guess what, people? He's finna be on there in a couple minutes. Y'all make sure y'all go hit that like, hit the 16 out of 10s in the comments. Let's show them brothers some love for real.
Let's go.
And I already know it. That's why I don't have comments up, because I know it's just like I just be arguing because people just say I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but it's more when people just say stupidity. So
honestly, I learned that yesterday.
You have to learn that. Oh, you always agree. But then when I disagree, it's are they beefing? Is there any issue? It's like, no, I'm sorry, people. I work with more often than not, the people I work with have similar thought process. But there'll be times we disagree. Me and Eddie might disagree because at times Eddie thinks I'm not harsh enough on certain players. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Me and Sheik will disagree, but we have a similar thought process overall. Will there be things we disagree on? Yes. It's just that with Manchester United, it's pretty cut and dry at this moment in time.
Yeah.
It's pretty cut and dry right now. Like, there isn't really too much in my we finished 8 for the minus goal difference.
We might disagree. Yeah, we might disagree like in terms of how we like perceive success and how our path to success might be, but the overall point that is the same is that we all want to be successful. Like that's really just what it is. Like
it's crazy. You're
tripping,
crazy.
Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep or something, bro. Like,
but anyways, we are gonna close out and be redirecting over to Ransom 16/10 raid. I'll be over there, people. And this has been the man. Oh yeah, I was saying, Mandem United podcast is every Tuesday 4:30 p.m. UK time, and then every Friday 5:30 p.m. We'll do it slightly late, 5:30 p.m. UK time. So big up to everyone that's locked in. This has been the Mandem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.